I'm Alyssa Cervantes, and welcome to In the Game. We're here on the field as the University of Houston hosts its game against the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. This is the Cougs' third home game, and both teams are both 1-2, so it'll be interesting to see who's willing to fight to the top for the win. Thursday's whiteout game against number 25 BYU ended with the Cougars leaving Utah with their second loss of the season. UH got off to a slow start in Provo. BYU stole the lead early by 16 points in the first quarter and reached a 23-0 lead before UH rallied to score 15 points in the final 5 minutes. The 25 points given up by BYU is the most they've given up this season. Although BYU had a player ejected, 2 turnovers, and 11 penalties, they still came out on top as QB Taysom Hill was named FBS Offensive Player of the Week. UH linebacker Derek Matthews led Houston with 14 tackles, and the UH defense nearly doubled BYU's efforts. There was a lot of attention nationwide to O'Korn's 45-yard pass to Daniel Spencer at the end of the first half. All in all, O'Korn passed for 307 yards and 3 passing touchdowns. It's halftime, and the score still remains 13-0, with the Cougars in the lead. UNLV started the scoring with a touchdown in the first quarter, but University of Houston answered back with 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing and 1 pass from O'Korn to Spencer. We're here with some Houston fans. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Gabriella.
Gabriella, and tell me about your night so far. Are you having fun?
It has been so much fun. I'm here as a leadership consultant for Sigma Kappa, the new sorority on campus, and this is my first game at University of Houston, and it has been such a blast. The spirit here is amazing.
Your first game, so tell me, what's impressing you so far?
Well, I'm new to Texas, so I love like the general Texas vibe. I see the booths and the hats and everybody in the frontiersmen. I just love just seeing how Texas is so represented here at University of Houston.
Thank you so much, Gabby.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm here with UH alumni Trey. Trey, tell me how you think the Cougars are playing so far.
Actually, I think they're playing pretty well. They have a little bit of a lead, but against a team like this, they probably should step it up a little bit better. I mean, there's things that they need to work on, but for the most part, they're playing pretty well.
And what sort of things do you think they could step up on?
Well, they were able to run the ball pretty well earlier, which is something that we haven't been able to do against BYU and such. So I think if we try to do that a little bit more and mix in O'Korn, throwing a little bit deep to Deontay Greenberry, then we probably should do pretty well. But for the most part, I mean, our whole entire offense is based on throwing it a little bit more deep or trying to get routes in between. So
let's see what the second half has in store for us.
All right.
We're now in the third quarter, and the Cougars just made another touchdown. The score is 26-7. What is the excitement like right now, Randall?
It's totally turned up right now. Like, everybody's really, really crunk. The atmosphere is just amazing.
I'm here with some very ecstatic Houston fans. Can you tell me your names, guys?
Ross Harrison.
JR.
Patel.
And what is your perspective of the game so far?
We are whooping UNLV's butt.
There it is. I'm excited. This is the best game I've had in a while, so it's good.
I'm definitely excited too. Like, we definitely need to win this game against UNLV.
Anything else that we need to improve on?
Yeah, I mean, like, John O'Korn could definitely do a little bit better, but it's okay. It's okay. We're doing good right now.
Sounds like these boys have faith in their team. Houston once again had a bit of a slow start in the first half of the game, but they surpassed UNLV in the end. The Rebels scored the first touchdown, and soon after, the Cougs responded with 2 touchdowns. John O'Korn started the scoring for UH with a 1-yard rushing touchdown, which was the second rush touchdown of his career. Next was a 35-yard touchdown run by Daniel Spencer that put the Cougs up 13-7. However, Kyle Bullard once again failed to get an extra point with the field goal. UH senior linebacker Derek Matthews stuck out with several point deflections that slowed QB Blake Decker and the Rebels down in the second quarter. Seats were not as full as the last home game, but the crowd still got into it. Students even had fun in a race, wearing sumo wrestling suits, in which the winner of the race won a nice little check from TDECU. UNLV may have had a tight grip on the Cougars' gains in the first half, but the second half is when the University of Houston came to life. In the second half, O'Korn effectively connected to Daniel Spencer and Ryan Jackson. Those would be the 2 touchdowns of the third quarter that got the crowd pumped. It also picked up the pace to make the score 30-14. A 1-yard rush touchdown by UNLV's George Tafahu was the last of the scoring action the Rebels would enjoy. Houston would start the fourth quarter on the UNLV 18-yard line, where the Rebels defense had O'Korn running in circles from the get-go. But Houston made sure they had the score on lock, completing the game with 2 more touchdowns and a field goal. The 55-yard rush from running back Ryan Jackson led to a 1-yard rush touchdown by Kenneth Farrow. Both players completed the game with over 100 rushing gains. 147 yards for Jackson and 113 for Farrow. Towards the end of the game, UNLV was intercepted by Houston's Adrian McDonald with a 29-yard return. The Cage saw 3 interception returns for 35 yards for Houston overall. Javin Webb would close out the game with a touchdown, 47-14. Defensive back Howard Wilson intercepted for the Cougs at the 2-minute 57-second mark in the ball game. This effectively ended the game as the Cougs ran out the clock on their following drive. Football isn't the only sport the Cougs have going on in the fall. In volleyball, the Cougars went undefeated at the Islanders Classic over the weekend, including a record-setting performance by junior Katie Colorcan. They kick off the AAC play Friday, September 26 against Cincinnati. Sophomore cross-country athlete Brian Barraza was named AAC Athlete of the Week after his efforts at the Rice Invitational this past weekend. For tennis, the team will kick off AAC play at home against SMU on Thursday, September 25th. In tennis, one of our reporters got an opportunity to interview Elena Cordolamai before she takes off to Los Angeles this weekend for the Women's All-American Championship.
Hey Cougs fans, it's In the Game and we're here with Elena Cordolamai, senior tennis player for University of Houston. How are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing good. So I just want to talk to you some about the expectations for the season and where you think you're headed so far.
I think the season has been going great so far. We're off to a good start. Practice has been going great. We just had our first fall tournament in Arkansas, and now we're about to have our first invitation tournament over here at Houston.
Okay, all right. So for people who don't necessarily know about tennis, explain to them the difference between the fall season and the spring season.
Basically, in my opinion, I believe that tennis is an all-year-round sport, so it's an all-year-round season. Basically, fall counts more towards your individual ranking, whether when in spring it counts more towards the team ranking and individual ranking.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. And for some people who may not necessarily know, Elena actually has been invited to the All-American Championships with one of her other teammates as well. You want to speak about that and just talk about how excited you are or whatnot?
Sure. I've been invited to the All-American tournament, and it's actually my first year that I'm going there. I'm a senior, so it's a great opportunity for me. I've been invited to go with Debbie Bogasari, who in fact is my doubles partner, and it's a great chance for us to play some singles and doubles and have fun out there.
Okay, all right. So tell me, Elena, why did you decide to go to the University of Houston? Your freshman year, you played at Stephen F. Austin, and I noticed that you transferred.
The main reason why I transferred here was Patrick Sullivan, my coach, because he was the one that offered me the scholarship to come at Houston, and since it's a bigger city, and I think there is a lot more opportunities here, tennis-wise, but also career-wise, I thought it's a good chance for me to come here and play tennis for the University of Houston.
Cool. So I was curious personally, what's more challenging for you think, doubles or singles?
Well, I enjoy playing more doubles, I think, because the pressure is not that much. I mean, it's the same pressure, but you get to enjoy it more because you have your partner, and together, it's because tennis is an individual sport, so having two playing a match is totally different. So, but at the end of the day, I think I would prefer playing singles.
Okay. So you're in your senior year, and I'm sure post-grad, you're definitely going to want to try to play professional tennis. How do you think you're going to go about doing that?
Well, playing professional tennis was my goal since I was 12 years old, and since I'm here in college, I decided that it's a good chance for me to get better and improve my game, and then as soon as I'm done with college, then I'm going to start playing the 10K events, which is the first level of professional tennis, and then as my ranking gets better, I'm going to play bigger and bigger tournaments.
Okay. So bringing it back full circle, this weekend, obviously a pretty big tournament. You're going to have number 23 Rice there. So what do you expect? What are you hoping for the team, and what are some of the goals?
No matter what teams we have invited here, I'm sure that my teammates are going to do their best and they're going to perform their best on court because we have been working hard and hard work pays off. So I believe they're going to do great and enjoy themselves out there.
Absolutely. Well, all right. I'm Randall Ledet.
I'm Elena Cordolemi.
And I'd like to thank you for watching In the Game.
On Thursday, October 2nd, the University of Central Florida will be traveling to Houston. Their aim is to get their second win of the season as UCF is 1-2, only beating the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 41-7. Last season, the game was in Orlando, where UCF's defense took control of the game, as well as the team leader and QB Blake Bortles. The Knights made it through 3 turnovers and losing receiver Brashad Perriman due to injury. UCF came out on top after the game against the Cougars, remaining in first place in the American Athletic Conference. Houston left Orlando with a 14-19 loss. This year's game is set to air at 6 p.m. on ESPN. And for more updates and footage about the game and other University of Houston sports, make sure you join us again. I'm Alyssa Cervantes. And remember, don't just sit there, get in the game.